Catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.
Welcome to Cruise Control on Africa Tech Radio with Mide Daniel, and today's a beautiful day. We have guests in the studio to talk to us about Art of Technology 5.0, Art of Technology Lagos 5.0, and the theme for this year is the creative economy and a digital Lagos. Please introduce yourself.
Hello everybody, my name is Akeem Hassan. I'm part of the organizing committee for Art of Technology Lagos event.
Hello everyone, I'm Bolatito Oladunmoye.
Oh, hi Bolatito. Hi Akeem. It's a pleasure to meet you people. So let's go straight into it. What is AOT Lagos? What is Art of Technology Lagos?
So AOT is basically an event where we bring together, for me I'd say everyone in the innovation value chain in Lagos, right? Policy makers, folks in the startup market, tech enthusiasts, basically everyone in the innovation value chain to come together, have conversations, have fun, and more importantly, drive the most critical conversations that we need to have regarding how we can make progress around innovation in Lagos as a state.
Okay. I heard someone say that we do not have enough opportunities for creatives in Lagos. So I want you to tell me who the target audience, apart from the tech enthusiasts, are.
Okay, so for this year, in fact, for every year, AOT has basically been an event for youth, right? For the sect with great energy, right? So these are people who can still do stuff, who can still do amazing stuff. If you look at Lagos as a state, we can boast of different amazing people in Lagos who are doing really great, right? Either someone in the room blogging, or someone is developing some AI products, and different other people, right? So the focus for us this year is to have these young people come together. So our target would be people from say 18 to as old as 45. Those are our targets for the year.
Beautiful. I want to ask, Lagos keeps doing programs like this, and what is Lagos benefiting from this?
Interesting question. So for Lagos, right, the core focus of every government should really be to just enable people, right? Because when you enable people, people would be more productive, right? And when you have a very productive populace, what that means is they're able to refine their products, they're able to build their startups, they're able to employ more people. And for governments, when people do better, when people employ more people, that means you are potentially, people will pay more taxes, more people will be employed and stuff like that. So for us, for the government, that's really the benefits from that.
So it's the value that the people can get from it.
Exactly.
Great.
That's the value.
So for this year, 5.0, that's a lot of years down the line, I guess. What do you think the success stories have been down the line? And is there anything that you started in 1.0 that this is 5.0, it's 5 years that you're doing differently now? Absolutely.
So I'll let Tito to also talk. Tito has been a very amazing personality. She has actually been around since the beginning of AOT, actually. The first AOT actually was when the conversation around the Lagos State Innovation and Technology Master Plan actually started. And it was from that conversation that different stakeholders came together and said, what are the things we can do, right, to turbocharge innovation in Lagos? And you had the first 4 pillars of the master plan, which is how do you give people more access? 2, how do you give people more infrastructure? 3, how do you provide more funding, right, for folks in the ecosystem? And then the last one is how do you train more people? And of course, from that conversation, if you look at every other AOTs we've done in the past, some of these themes as emanated from that initial 4 pillars that we had, right? So for example, last year was about talent, right? The year before last year was about funding, where we talked about funding. And the year before, 3 years ago, I think it was on data, right? And the first one focused on on the master plan. Tito, if you have any other additions.
Okay, so one thing I would just say is to say for AOT 2.0, one of the major callers will be the launch of the Startup Lagos platform. So Startup Lagos, it's like a directory of startups in Lagos, startups across the country. And for that particular initiative, what this does for Lagos State is to say, if we have an investor that comes into Lagos now, needs access to some startups. Before 2.0, there was no directory. But then from 2.0, which was focused on smart data, smarter Lagos, is to aggregate these startups in a directory whereby investors can have access to them. They can close deals. So you can actually, for the audience, they can access the Startup Lagos platform at startuplagos.net.
Okay, startuplagos.net.
Yes.
So, who are the speakers for this year?
Amazing.
No, in fact, before I ask that question, why the creative economy and a digital Lagos?
Okay, so the creative economy is actually booming. So we see people, due to the jackpot syndrome, we see a lot of people work from home. We see creative artists work and make a lot of money. So people don't want to do the normal 9 to 5 now. So we have this creative talent, but then how are we giving them access? How are we giving them funding? The creative economy is big, and I think it's right time to tap into that industry and see how we can give the audience the right leverage.
So, I mean, just to add to what Tito just said, man, it's 2023. It's 2023. From, Nigerians taking Grammy Awards to we having really dope young people out there getting it, man. Look at Tayo Aina, look at what all of these guys are doing, man. These guys are racking millions of views, doing amazing things, creating mind-blowing content. I mean, that's the obvious, right? Yeah. One of the sectors that we can turbocharge at this point is the creative sector. So for us, that's the core focus. How do we encourage them? How do we create policies that can help them do their work better and stuff like that? So that's really what.
Yes. So now that we know why the creative economy, who are the speakers?
Okay, so we have tons of speakers. Already we have over 60 speakers.
Wow.
Tito here is the speakers chairman. So she knows all of the speakers. But I know that from government, we have almost everyone in government, particularly the top leadership of the EXCO. We're expecting the governor to be there, Honorable Commissioner for Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, Permanent Secretary, few commissioners. But apart from that, right, because AOT is not, in quotes, a core government event, right? AOT is done between Eko Innovation Centre and the Lagos State government. It's a collaboration, right? So it's also very private sector driven. And in private sector, we're bringing in basically almost everyone who is making impacts in the innovation space, from Kole Afolayan to folks in Google, folks in Facebook, and many other people. Tito?
Okay, to add to that, we know that for the creative sector, intellectual property is a major thing we need to address. We're bringing in Dr. Tobiloba Moody from World Intellectual Property Organization. So he's one of the lead discussants that will drive the conversation. We have Adiawo Fisayo from YouTube. We hold some master classes about YouTube, IP, blockchain. So we have a robust lineup of speakers.
Amazing. So I asked already what Lagos stands to gain. Now, how do we measure success as creatives? How do we measure success, and what do we stand to gain as creatives?
Okay, so for us, what do we stand to gain? If you look at every other AOT we've done in the past, for every AOT there's always a critical output. There's certain projects you see in Lagos State today. Many of those projects actually emanated from AOT. The Startup Lagos Bolatito mentioned now was from one of the AOTs. The Eko open source project was actually from one of the AOTs. Matter of fact, the blueprint for Lagos State today, which is what I mentioned earlier, the Technology and Innovation Master Plan, was actually from AOT. Last year, where we talked about talent, one of the projects we're currently doing is we're developing a very robust master plan to drive training, right, in deep tech, AI, DevOps, cybersecurity and stuff like that. So for this year's AOT, apart from people just coming to listen, right, we are curating the right conversations, right? That's why we're bringing folks from WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Organizations, onto the table. How can we develop better policies that can help these people? So policy conversations which can help creatives at the end of the day, regulations that can help them, and then more importantly, we're even doing 4 different masterclasses. From someone in YouTube, there's a masterclass from folks in WIPO. This masterclass, what that means is anyone in Lagos can register for those masterclasses. You can come, you can learn the fundamentals of whatever you want to do as far as it evolves around creative economy. And there's also for cybersecurity too and AI. So it's an opportunity for you to come learn. 2, create the best conversations around policies. 3, network and eat good snack. And then
there's food. I like food.
Of course. And then lastly, to see me and give me a hug. So those are all of the things.
When you get there, ask for Akeem.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
One critical aspect is also highlighted the exhibitions. So you have great products, or are you an artist, a digital artist, or are you into robotics and AI? There's room for exhibitions. Come with your products. Just reach out to the AOT team. They will guide you through the entire process.
Oh, amazing. Now, how do we reach out?
Sorry, another thing I forgot to mention, Tito, was this year we are actually doing a drone competition.
Yeah.
Yes. A drone competition.
So, Global Air Drone Academy, in partnership with the American Embassy, they're currently doing a drone tournament, right? And the finals would be at this year's AOT. So we have a landmark. We're using the 2 halls. The other hall would be where the program and all of that's going on. Then the second spot, apart from different companies exhibiting and seeing all of the amazing things Tito here was just talking about, you'd also have this drone competition going on. It's going to be amazing. It will be great. We're expecting folks from the media, and that's really a good buzz. So you can check that out on GADA, Global Air Drone Academy.
Global Air
Drone Academy.
Okay.
Yes.
So Tito, how do we get in contact with? You mentioned that if you wanted to exhibit, so how do we get in contact?
You can just send an email to info@aotlagos.com.
info@aotlagos. And now we need details. When is it holding? Where is it holding? How to register? Should I just come there that day and enter? All these details, please. Okay,
so for this year, AOT Lagos 5.0, venue is at Landmark Event Centre. It's scheduled to hold 7th to 8th December 2023, 9 a.m. Attendance is free, however, it's mandatory to register. So for you to register, go to the AOT Lagos website, that's the aotlagos.com/register. Just put in your name, email address, the required details. Yeah, you get an email from us, you get reminders from us. And one other thing, because creative economy, this year we're looking at the youth. So we've made provisions to do some sort of campus storm. We go to Unilag, go to LASU, we have buses on ground to convey students to the location.
Oh, that's perfect, because at the end of the day. So, yes.
One more thing I forgot to mention actually is, after doing 3 successful AOTs, from the 4th AOT, we integrated an awards program into it. So last year, we had a really dope dinner, and we actually gave out about 20 awards to amazing young people in the startup ecosystem. Best startup in fintech, best startup in agrotech, and different categories like that. So this year too, the first day will be a full day. Second day would be half day in the morning, and then in the evening, there's a full dinner event that would happen. The dinner is strictly by invitation, but of course, if you're on African Tech Radio,
of course,
you can get an invitation to the dinner. That will start at about 5 o'clock. Actually, red carpet start at 5, and would actually be giving different awards. It's a black tie event, proper black tie event. And then there's also an after party.
Sorry, I have a question.
Just in case you're like me, I want to turn up. There's a proper after party. DJs.
All right. So I wanted to ask on the awards, do we register, or is it is there a is there data in place already, or can I, if I have a startup, can I submit my entries?
Yeah. So what we did is we actually have what we call an award council, right? Like a committee. What did we do? We got together who are all the key people in the ecosystem to nominate different startups. We didn't do the nomination. Your favorites actually did the nomination. So they've picked different startups in different categories already. What we've now done is we've selected the frequently selected companies, and we've curated that to become an award voting platform, right? Where it's out there now. You can go there now and then choose which companies you want to vote for. And currently we have about, how many votes do you have so far?
That's over 10,000 votes.
So we also vote on AOT Lagos?
Yes. You see it there.
AOTLagos.com.
Okay, AOTLagos.com to register. Just go to for more information to register. Anything you need to go to AOTLagos.com. Thank you very much, Akeem. Thank you very much, Tito, for joining us today. See you on December 7th and 8th, definitely.
Thank you, guys.
Please have a pleasant rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.